inventory. I mean, I could just import them into VTF using our always handy common tool, VTF thinger. We should actually try to do this too. I rebooted my computer and cracked it too, plugging in the vacuum. That was really smart. So we have this person changed callback, and the first thing I have to do is like figure out why it works or something, or if I could have two of them. I think I could have two of them. So this was derived from the GUI avatar image, which is the image for the player that you get from the Steam API, and it automatically puts it into the game. We'll need GIMP for a few things, probably. It'd be nice to do some UI work too, and get into Hammer, and do some item drops or something. So let's see. First, I want to demonstrate the problem we have. And it is that there's a callback Basically, the flow is like let's pretend the blue thing is our image. This is our HTTP call to get hub PNG image or something. I could just draw like happy face. Or something. That's our image. Sorry, my art is like better today. Or our item. Our item shouldn't actually be a happy face, but let's say it's like a hat or something. I don't know why our hat would be like a hexagon, but there we go. So yeah, then we have our image. And or something. And as we call HTTP request, maybe use the demonstrator in debugger. But whatever. Once it's done, it calls HTTP callback. It's called something else. I mean, callback is actually what the thing in template is called. And that returns the image. It says that this is the image. That needs to be put into it is called, I'll get the name of it. It gets put into this thing called this thing. And it is a member of see inventory image panel, which has an ID. Name ID doesn't do anything. I just made that up to just like do something. All right. We'll draw this nice. And it'll be like a panel with an image inside of it. The problem is this is my other project, DirectX loading a quad thing. It is for testing shader stuff. So apparently this can be used, I don't know what this was going to be for, but whatever. This can be used, let's run the debugger. This can be used to also do 3D models, textures, obviously, images. And I haven't gotten to save file. I've gotten it to save file for the Scratch version, but not the source SDK version. And Space Wars still doesn't work after reboot, so I'm interested in fixing that, but I would think rewriting Space War from scratch would be a better exercise. All right, so let's run this in debugger for a second. I need to check up on something. So what will happen is it'll download the image. And I can demonstrate this in the other example, in the Scratch example, and that it works. And in the Scratch example, I have two images, and it puts into the shader and all that. All right, so it loads up the UI. I still have to recompile the server. I need to like fix two NPC entities, and I need to create Scratch NPC entities that I have in the project into this one, because I don't think I should just use those citizen ones. They're really complicated. They're heavily overloaded with the Half-Life 2 scene code, which is good and bad. There's good things about it. All right, so this is what it does. It goes to this URL, and I'll prove to you that this URL is a pure PGN being served off the web. It isn't really cross-compatible, or of course, like Ajax will fail on it in a WebGL app, but you can see that it works, right? I just made it so it's very raw and spaghetti-ish like this. So download to memory. So we're not even saving the file. Like we don't want to do that. We don't want to deal with G_P file system. We could though. I did make it work with it because I rewrote this whole class. I didn't really actually rewrite it. I had it in Space War, but I had to reintegrate it into Steam, and it looks a little different within Source SDK than in Space War, even though it's Steam. But I didn't have to like add another interface like I did with the inventory. So we actually are using two parts of the Steam API now. The curl image downloader one, I made it figure out, like, with GP system where my mod is. And we saw that I did that before with the UI just for no reason at all. It was just like good practice before I went on to this problem. Then I did solve it, but it didn't work. I could demonstrate how it doesn't work too, but it's very annoying. And if I try to debug it using the debug verbose call, like using this debug callback, and I think this might need to be a static function now inside a class, but the AI told me this stupid code and I just tried it and it didn't work. Yeah, and so this was the code. I actually commented it out for some reason. I was trying like different things. And yeah, like it seems that it loads this CI PEM file. Anyway, the other one works. The one we're in right now works. So why am I showing you that? Because it'd be better to do it through curl than through Steam's HTTP wrapper. They still function practically the same. So you see how they set a callback. This is what I was referring to right here. So this thing. God, this thing's such a long fucking thing. Oh, it made Paint do that. Cool. Well, I guess we'll just have to like, yeah, so, well, whatever. Set callback this. So what this does is it specifies that it's going to call this once it's done with this little like send HTTP request job. When it sets it up, create HTTP request. So if people know curl, let me just undo this. This is what curl was doing. People know curl. This is the equivalent. First we get where CA PEM is because we need to include it. We could also load it through memory, which I was thinking of doing. Maybe that'll fix things. But basically I was getting SSL connect error whenever I was getting this when I was printing this out. And what it will do is it'll put into memory, into this memory, once it receives the data. This is the buffer, and the buffer is specified in that function as this m underscore download memory. So we're downloading it from memory. And yes, so we do our set easy opt URL, set easy opt right, what we'll receive, and this is the callback. It's a similar thing. So once the callback is done, we call another callback. There is a way to do it linearly, I think. By linearly, I mean synchronously, not asynchronously. This is the asynchronously callback, and we have to solve it now. Now it's going to want me to recompile because I did that, but let it do it. Who cares? It shouldn't break our debugger points. Download memory. So this is going to be no right now. That means it's no because it hasn't downloaded anything. Download to RGBA, and I can't do this, but it will once this works right. So what we have to do is only call this and this after we get that callback. So this class has to call that class, the file we're in right now. So it has to call it back. So how do we get this on persona change thing going? I'll be right back. Persona changed. What calls this anyway? How does it change? See avatar image. What does this mysterious Steam thing? So it has this initialized inventory cache thing. And it already has some sort of functionality for this. Because it's already like pre-caching things. And the other one. But it's pre-caching them to the texture IDs. It's different. Sort of the same, but different. Let's ask this stupid thing. See what it says. Hope this fits. A simple C++ callback listener pattern is the most direct solution. On image download complete, image listener. So we have to create this abstract class, member class. Set listener. Set the listener, which is going to be our GUI image object. On request completed, on uncompleted request limited, on image download completed this. Okay. Sounds simple enough. Alright, let's try to implement this. Let's dump this into the download. Image downloaded successfully. And if it's not downloaded successfully, we have to like restart the download somehow. Alright, so on image download complete will be here already. What did I want to do here? Oh yeah, I wanted to write another function. In the inventory, we need to write a function. We could just call load image again. That's sort of improper. And I kind of fumbled with the way this works, but whatever. CCINT from RGA. So it needs to call these two functions. And then here, set listener is this, or something like that. This one. I'll just call it INIT image for now. I'm not going to come up with any fancy names. Try not to make it too fancy. This should be working as soon as. What is this? Alright, so we need to add this function. This will be a public function for the reason of it's going to be called from the other class, and we want it to like, this is important to write this comment. We wanted to, all right, here it says we need the set listener. We haven't done this yet. And we need this class too. Let's put the set listener into image downloader first. Let's put it under this HTTP request. Do we need a semicolon? This is like the crucial. Okay, now we need an image download listener. And we preferably want to put it in the same directory as the Steam image downloader. Yeah, we want to call it like this weird thing that starts with an I. Okay. Just dump this in here. Garbage file. We might need some more includes in here, like cbase and mem, whatever. Mem tracker. Oh yeah, like why did I do this? I just need this file name now. I need to regenerate the project. Let's add it first before we regenerate it. I wanted to work on a map today. Like this crap all day. Oh well. Okay. Oh yeah, that made me remember something. Something about shaders and trunk volume and things on different platforms. Alright, so this should be under this. Get rid of this H. Okay, and regenerate the project. Hope everything goes well. Why? I'm gonna go grab some food real quick. And in here, include the fucking shit I just generated. Oh yeah, just download listener. And that should fix our problems. I don't have this M listener thing though. What is that file to type even? Felt unnatural to do this without having to type it out. Is this where this goes? Steam image downloader? Yeah. Alright, so we notify it. We did that. The fuck is this? This is inside of this thing? Oh, and it's an interface. We have to add this fucking interface to it. Wow. Okay. So I did add a function. We're gonna have to replace it with this. Cool. So this isn't going to address all the IDs and all the fucking dynamic things, but I think, yeah, because we still have to pass in fucking, well, we still have to get but that's a different class. That's the inventory class, passing it into the image panel class. Okay, so we just copy paste this. That's the thing I like with this stupid AI. It's just like a bunch of copy paste garbage. Well, the way I used to like code source was just copy paste a lot of the code and like make it work from sort an SDK and Half-Life 2 and the source wiki. So it was a combination of all these like fun things. And then later I learned how to do OpenGL for creating my own engine, and then I made like one for WinMG, and then started doing Android, reading those books, and reading the OpenGL Bible book before that in the shader book. And kind of started from scratch because there's different pathways. You could learn first the old school graphics.h, then you could learn the DirectX, then you could learn OpenGL and Vulkan. I think there's Metal also. Yeah, so we have C inventory item, vGUI item image, public, the vGUI control class image. Where is this? Like, yeah, it's in vGUI public. It's an interface. Because I think it uses vGUI controls. All right, that's the thing that's kind of bothering me. The fact that we have two interfaces being but actually it's not that bad because it's very Scratch-like code. Because this like has the paint function and the texture function, so it does a lot of the core management on its own. All right, so we've added that. Now we need our callback class, our callback function, virtual void. I wonder why I put it as virtual void override, which just basically means the unlimited class can replace it or override it, as it's called. And it was supposed to be this. So we're really gonna stick this on top of that, on top of what I wrote before on my own. So it is possible to do this on your own, but just take longer. Okay, and we're missing eye avatar is undefined now. An eye avatar, it is the shit, oh, damn it. It is some variable for this image pairing cache bullshit that we need. Ah, shit. Just set it to 0. An inventory item can have Steam ID avatar 0 or Steam ID avatar 1. Uno momento. Let me see how that works. What kind of garbage data is he putting in there? When he does it, where does he get this fucking value? Oh, it's whether or not it's small or big. That's what that should know. That's the texture ID. That's the fucking texture ID that we're generating. Where the fuck do I get that? Alright, so we need to generate a texture ID. It's this function called hGenerateTexture. It is a common function whenever you need to do graphics. It's this, I believe. So you see S avatar image cache text index. But it's already here. No, I'm wrong. It's not this. So we could have it whatever we want. Yeah, just create texture ID. Texture ID. So I'll need that. Let's look at this again from a better perspective. Oh, I see. So it'll return -1 if it's not loaded. 0 if not set. So let's just say it's 1, because it's the smaller image. So I guess if it's 2, it's the medium image, and if it's 3, it's the larger image, or large image. That way we could have 3 images for the icon, and they're still in that cache system. So I think that's the correct way to use that. Let's double check that. Okay. Where were we? So this, bad way of doing this. I mean, it's incomplete. But we have to get this thing like version 1 at the door or something. All right, so we got that thing. We do need a breakpoint here. Like we want to see, like, what's the value of this RGB data and the width and the height once we're like pumping it into the GPU. That's what happens right here. This RGBA is all the data. And these falses, I don't know what they're for. Our hardware filter, force reload. That's interesting. We could actually force reload it if we do have a callback. Like the icon change. There could be more shit to this. Like you could load like frames, make it into sprites, but that's like more work. Make it into an animated thing. That'll be a lot of fun. Just for a small little feature. It'll be a lot of good code. You know, like break for a long time before you fix it. Alright, so did we fix this? I don't know. Or did we create this into existence? With auto-generated code. Alright, and he says to implement on-image downloaded. Set listener this. Before we do download memory. Alright, so we're still missing a few things here. I don't know what those arrows are about. Yeah. This is what I meant by this. Oh, it like guessed. I don't know why I renamed my class from 3 to not 3. What are these arrows about? Oh my god. I feel like one semicolon is destroying everything. Image downloader is not defined. Yeah, right. It's right here. Stupid piece of crap. In type assumed. What the hell? Damn it, semicolons. I think it wants a different formal constructor. This is an interesting thing. Kind of want to have this because, say you get a corrupted memory somehow callback, someone calls this somehow, or an invalid color. Somebody hacks the thing for some reason, or injects just malicious override code. Probably never going to happen, but it would go here, right? Which is 3. Okay. If downloader is download complete, if image data is not empty, he does all these sanity checks. Download pending, mark download is complete and valid. Okay, this is a good thing. Yeah, these variables exist too, so that's good. I like how you figured that out. Okay. Dev error message decoding EGB to RTA. We don't need that. The fucking INIT function will tell us that. Oh shit. Image download failed or resulted in empty data else. I don't know why we would need that, but I'll just keep that in mind. Let's try to see why we got all these errors. Okay. Missing syntax error. Okay, this is going to be overridden by the image class, the GUI image. A lot of this is just due to like one error. See, this is not defined because of this thing. But wonderful. So this callback later calls back into this callback by setting this listener. If that makes any sense. So it's like a double callback. And this is really cool because we could just like loop-to-loop through all these like high performance UI classes without having to do a lot of like I am GUI type, just redraw everything all over everything. Even though it does anyway, but whatever. It's like without having to explain the core. The function does not take one parameter. That's not the problem. There's just like obvious things, just to like kind of get them out of the way. This is not the problem. What I see as the problem is the last one. Not that. Yeah, it's not recognizing this for some dumbass reason. Why? Just do some homework, housekeeping. Oh, okay. We need to predefine it here. This is the reason. We need to write this. I forgot it. The bar Gemini told me to do this. I just didn't write this line of code. So this is called the forward class declaration. Whenever you have to like loop-de-loop two classes, can't even see it. Yeah, you're chain ring them together, like they both depend on each other basically, no matter what. Like one is inside the other, literally, they're like a part of each other, because this is defined in this class and that class is defined in this class, and they use the keyword this into cross-referencing stuff. So it's kind of like database, what's that called? Relational database, but even more relational because they're interrelational to each other. Their genes are the same property. If that makes any sense. Okay, then we still have 84 errors. I'm a fucking idiot. It's okay. Cannot convert from... Yeah, smoke crack. We want to know if this happens. That's a dumb error. I know it's not true. Class type redefinition. Okay, next error is really simple actually. The header file didn't get wrapped. I just didn't have time to wrap it. I call it wrapping and a few other things. Just depends on which part of my brain is like coding at that hour, and I don't even know that anymore. Anyway, whatever that means. Image downloader. It's the safety define this shit only once thing. It's like, if this has been defined, do not define it again ever, but we're gonna include it all over the place. Fucking stupid ass compiler shit thing. And this kind of goes for C also. Okay, so we're down to 9 errors, which is like nothing. Okay, cannot instantiate abstract class. Fuck, who cares? It's a dumbass error. Probably forgot something. I'm just gonna scroll through this and see what I forgot. Alright, so when he does this, he doesn't do anything with the abstractness of this, does he, to handle this abstractness. When he initializes, I should read this later and read this. I just want to copy paste it as is. Just stupid. That's why I hate doing it like this. Could have also made a eBus interface. That's what like Cries Lumberyard isn't called it. There's other names for it. Event system. Very nice technique. Things. This is basically a way to pipe the data. That's why it's called Steam Pipe and use Steam API. It pipes the data with the Steam user. And it just uses RCP. It's just a different word for all this shit. And RCP basically means piping through DLLs and doing this callback thing. And the CPU is doing jumps and push and pops or something. Alright, so since I can't solve this, I'm getting stupid reminders on my phone. The function does not take one arguments. Okay. Let's just intuitively try to solve this for 2 minutes. Alright, so what does it say? This usually will tell me a lot better. I'm so more classically used to listening to this. This new thing right here is kind of stupid. And it'll have this double pop-up sometimes. It really annoys me because it's like super laggy. Alright, the methods override specifier does not override any base class method. Sorry, I'm a zombie apocalypse. It does though. You son of a bitch. Sorry. Because it has this interface, and the reason it does is because this has this. So imagine that this, and this is really funny because it only has a destructor, it doesn't have a constructor. And this is a part of this, right? So like whatever is in here, whatever is in where my mouse cursor isn't there. So see image downloader syntax unidentified. All right, so maybe do a forward declaration here. Might help. If the AI forgot this, we completely understand. It's stupid. It got a lot of the other things right, but it would take me a while. Just copy paste it somewhere else. Or maybe it just created a bunch of garbage for us and we're gonna die as we listen to it. Well, it seems that it compiles now. Now we have to just pray it works, which I hate doing. Terrible way of code. Oh, I just hope the AI got it right. But we do understand what's happening here, which is the most important part. And it's the part we're always losing, this stupid AI thing. All right, let's just run this in a debugger and eat food while it like loads. Because this is probably the slowest inventory tutorial out there because of all the shit we have to do. Just to get like the one little thing working, like a little icon. That's it. But it's worth time. For how it works. And it's all this crap. Okay. Okay, it's doing the request. It's connecting to our global server behind the dumpster of the liquor store GitHub. All right, taking trash out of our neighbor's trash cans so we get rich. Cool. Get the body size of all the free metal we got. All right, and compare the classes if they're the same. It looks like they're the same because HTTP request is 4. I can't read the other crap as long as it passes. Okay, you got called it to download RGB. Is memory empty? Does this have shit in it? Yes, it does. That looks like a JPEG. I can tell because it just like, see how it says JPEG? Oh, it's amazing. Oh my God, we got this far. All right, it's loaded into memory and decoded the JPEG. We could use JPEG lib for this, and I do have, PGN lib, but I do have JPEG lib compiled. Sorry, I'm always getting those two like radical because SDB image makes it so much easier, and it works on Android also. But note that it has security violations. So yeah. So if you watch the video of Nothings with damn it, I should already know that other guy's like name. Fucking YouTuber. And tell him about my stupid story here. Okay. Anyway, all right, we have shit. We have a width. It's right. It decoded the width. It decoded the height. And we're going to send this RGBA data which is 4 times width times height, which is also blah, 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 crazy ass hex shit, into, okay, releases this object. Good. Now we just have to look at the screen. Oh, and the cat's here. Yes! Look! That was loaded from GitHub. That's not a 3D panel. I don't know if you can see that. Damn it. Can I zoom in somehow? I should know how to use OBS by now. I don't care. My streaming career is fucking homeless. The cat invaded and he got into the box. Damn it. I feel bad now that I threw away part of the old cabinet today I destroyed. Or it needed to be destroyed already, I guess. It was old. Anyway, it's there. We can see it. Alright, so this medkit thing is not on the hard drive. That's the point. It's on GitHub. So that's the first step in creating our inventory system. It can be dynamic-ish. We will still have to upload to Steam, but that's great because Steam and this Steam also needs a callback because when it loads these item definitions, that's the next thing I need to figure out. So it's kind of good that I figured out the callback for this. Now I need to do the callback for this. Yeah, so we get all these URLs, the PGNs, and we load them. And I also made 128 by 128 versions of these because I don't know what's going to happen when I load the 200 by 200, but I have the 128 by 128 to test. And the 2048 are pretty big to be loading as little icons. And I might need to get a PGN converter and just load the 200 and convert it to 128, or convert it up to 256, and then just scale it down using the thing. Get items doesn't work yet. I mean, it does, but it just doesn't have items. I need to add them to the planner. All right. I'm probably gonna mess around and hammer. Take a break and I'll be back. That's cool though. I'm so happy that works. It doesn't work all the way. There needs to be a whole I need to make it like a list with the name, the item, some stats. Oh yeah, doing item stats. Yeah. I started doing the database today a little more. The database. Yeah, so unlockable items. I don't know about this one. I gotta go look at the query I made. See the prompt. User inventory. Oh, I made a user inventory table because I remember doing this table myself. This user inventory table is really going to be stored on Steam, but I will need it anyway because this other unlockables table, and what I don't like that it's doing is that it references. References aren't unnecessary when you're doing this database. So I started to have match history. Then I was like, why am I doing this? Why don't I just get HL stats like I did before and just run that? I wanted to run HL stats on CrimeWars servers. Now, so I only have 2 tables somehow. I'm a dumbass. Now, there's more tables. There's like the login table, the users table. There's a news table that I didn't create, but I have in my head. Friends table, dialogue test, daily rewards. I don't remember what content items is, but I think it's like asset items. That's the item def, and then like it'll like list a whole thing. Like one item def will have different assets for the game. So, and that kind of coincides with workshop items. So the next step after inventory is done is do workshop inventory. That's why there's like Steam items, and then there's fast items, depth playtest. These are my general items. I need to add another 4. It's been hard to add just like 4 items here and there. So I have to do all this. I have to automate taking screenshots of them. I really want an MDL loader and OpenGL. It's just like it just sucks. Hammer Editor is not open source. I would really like to open source it, or like at least compile a Half-Life model viewer. This is another one. This was one of how kind of my old table looked like. Because I have like the beanie, I have beanies, I had the watermelon, I had like server items on some of the maps. Like some of these items I actually have as entities on certain maps. A little bit, but it's like, it was very, because the wood crates could be used. I don't really want to recycle any of the Half-Life 2 stuff, but it's actually really good for like really quick and ship box. I have the model for that, but I have to compile it. Yeah, there's a lot of like in between. Yeah, the iMesh generator. There's like a cube. Yeah, this is for mapping. It like maps the map entities, which could be items technically. It would be interesting to use this with workshop or with inventory. See if you could do economy as the map builder. See what user stats. Yeah, there's user info, user stats. You can't generate. Oh, it already exists. Oh, I think I know what happened here. I didn't refresh. All right. User stats and user, oh, okay. User info should look like, a lot of this has to be like done all at once. It's really crazy. Because there's stamina, and then there's stamina max, and then there's another table, user class table, and user class types table. Every type has a type user type table thing. Yeah, I need to add unique key to user ID. forget what the other ones are. For now, I'm just going to keep them like this. I'll upgrade this table later. Today, I was really more into getting this going. Okay, columns, Steam ID, manage columns. How do you make this thing fucking unique? Yeah, index, whatever. Yeah, and it should index it too for being unique. We could make Steam ID actually the primary index. I could do the database administrator later. And why do we have match history but not the other one? Yeah, we need this match player stats. It's important because fuck this, like, it's fucking garbage. Die. It just gets in the way. It doesn't really do anything good later. It's just like when you write SQL statements later, it just gets in your way. Like, it's good, but it's also annoying. Alright, so we have it in there. That's what I want. Just get it to kind of be in there. Because this is version 1. Like, obviously, I've had like tens of these databases, like 5 or 3 of them running simultaneously on like one machine, and like the hard drive died. It's like, usually it's as big as like at least that. Or like active tables. Not just like, I mean, the user inventory, there needs to be like a kills table. When I get the HL stats database, I'll compare that to this one. And just database admin program them. But for now, I just want the basic. I could like romanticize the most elite thing, but whatever. It just wastes time for now. Okay. There's more. I think that there was more shit gave me to do. The next thing would be like adding the FG files. I think I'm gonna go to sleep. Oh, cool. It like has the interface here, so. It like reloads to the same map somehow. the hell? That's weird. I really need to figure out the game info thing. Alright. Main menu. I need to make it so the items, I guess, change based on the thing or something, so we could drag them too. That's why I need to do the draggable panel, I think, like really soon. That would like help. This is just more of like a test crap thing. Or if it'll crash, probably will. 100%. Well, there's 3. Where's the 4th one? Oops. I got the math wrong. Okay, good. Kinda works. Yeah. Why is it so small? Damn it. Stupid inventory crop. They're actually supposed to be bigger. I'll have to figure that out.